রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় গোপী জন বল্লভ জয় গিরিবরধারী জয় গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জনরঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জনরঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জনরঞ্জন यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
वो मेरा ही है, छुपा दो उसको, छुपा दो। उधर ही छुपा सकते हैं, इधर रखो। कबर्ड के अंदर रखो, कबर्ड।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
इसी वाला ये एग्जाम था।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jayo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jayo Nitai Gauranga. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnuvad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotra Shadashi Srimad Divine Grace अभय चरण भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। निरंतराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 20th chapter, text number 3. Dvaipayanādanavaro mahite tasya dehajaha Sarvatmana shrita krishnam tatparam chapyanuvrata Dvaipayanaya dhanavaro mahitve tasya deja Sarvatmana shritaha krishnam tatparam chapyanuvrata Dvaipayanādanavaro mahitve tasya dehajaha Sarvatmana shritaha krishnam tatparam chapyanuvrata What meaning? Dvaipayanaya from Vyasadeva. Anavaraha in no way inferior. Mahitve in greatness. Tasya is Vyasas. Dehajaha born of his body. Sarvatmana with all his heart. Shritaha took shelter. Krishnam Lord Krishna. Tatparan those devoted to him. Cha and api also. Anuvrataha followed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Vidura was born from the body of Vedavyasa and was not less than he. Thus he accepted the lotus feet of Krishna wholeheartedly and was attached to his devotees. Please repeat the translation. Vidura was born from the body of Vedavyasa and was not less than he. Thus he accepted the lotus feet of Krishna wholeheartedly and was attached to his devotees. So you can see in this purport. The history of Vidura is that he was born of a Shudra mother, but his seminal father was Vyasadeva. Thus he was not less than Vyasadeva in any respect. Since he was born of a great father who was supposed to be an incarnation of Narayana and who composed all the Vedic literatures, Vidura was also a great personality. He accepted Krishna as his worshipable Lord and followed his instructions wholeheartedly. That ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Vrajane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dvaipayanad anavaro mahitve tasya dehajah sarvatmana shridah krishnam tatparams chap anuvrata. Vidura was born from the body of Vyasadeva and was not less than he. Thus he accepted the lotus feet of Krishna wholeheartedly and was attached to his devotees. So here it is being mentioned that how Vidura was no ordinary person. His father was his seminal father was Vyasadeva. And Vyasadeva is not an ordinary person, he is actually an incarnation of Lord Vishnu Narayana, who compiled all the Vedic literatures. So Vidura was the son of such an elevated soul. And obviously because of his being born in that kind of a culture, he had very superior in the culture to function. So taking birth in a good family, it naturally provides a person to live a life of higher principles. Being born in low-class families, poverty-stricken, the chance to practice Krishna consciousness is very less. So somehow or the other, you have got a birth in a Hindu, in a Krishna conscious family. It is a very rare birth. Very rare birth to take birth in that kind of. When Rupa Goswami engaged, gave Diksha to so-called non-Brahmanas, the caste Brahmanas were upset. But a Krishna conscious Acharya can engage even Mlechas and Shulas in Krishna conscious activities, just as Srila Prabhupada proved. The way he converted the hippies into serving Sri Lanka and provide them after 30 years, give them opportunity to engage in devotional service, is because of the costless mercy of the spiritual master. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement bestows upon his devotee Krishna Prema, which is the highest truth of this material world, and living entities are anchoring. How can I just meet Miss the queen of the temples, all these things. But yet, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy on fallen souls who have taken at a very inappropriate time their birth. But yet it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that he is providing all such kind of mlechas also an opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness. So, the birth the family we are born, definitely there is an influence on our consciousness. No doubt about it. And in Kali Yuga, taking birth in such kind of elevated consciousness family is very rare, very, very rare. Even in other yugas also it is rare, but in Kali Yuga it is even more rare. Because there are no, when we say elevated souls, we mean to say Krishna conscious, spiritually inclined families. Such kind of birth is very, very rare. It is not very common, very rare. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has very mercifully provided the holy name to anybody and everybody. And if somebody takes shelter of the holy name, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then irrespective of his birth, he can achieve the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness. In our own movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us how Haridas Thakur, born in a Muslim family, not a very Vedic family. Muslims are not Vedic. They are more or less having a very passionate form of life. Not very, very conducive for the Vedic understanding, for the Vedic practices, Vedic lifestyle. But yet, Haridas Thakur is considered the Namacharya. Similarly, even Rupa and Sanatana, they had become, by their close association with the Nawab, they also lost, although they were born in a very aristocratic Brahmin family, yet by the association of the Nawab, they had also lost their Brahminical status. They were on the verge of becoming Muslims. But again, by the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they become very, very elevated Goswamis. Another striking example is Prahlada. Prahlada's father was a demon, yet Prahlada turned out to be a great devotee. Of course, Prahlad within the womb of his mother Kayadu was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Narada Muni. So, the association of a pure devotee is what transformed these souls, not by birth. Here, by birth, Vidura is being mentioned. That is also there. By birth also, if you are taking birth, then it will influence. But by association is more powerful. Bhagavatam is saying, Kirata Unandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abira Shumba Yavana Kashadeha Ye Anyecha Papacha Yadapashrayashraya Shuddhyanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. All these different demoniac species who are found in Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, all these are all demoniac communities. But even these kind of Papa Yonis, if they take Ashraya, Apashraya, of whom Shuddhyanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. If they take shelter of Lord Vishnu's name, then they can become completely purified. Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita. Where does Krishna say this? Mami partha vepashritya epesyu papa yonayaha striya shudra vaishyastepi yanti param. If a living entity, even if he is papa yonaha, if he is a papa yoni, a sinful soul, yet he can become completely, he can achieve me. Tepi yanti param gatim. In this Papa Yoni, even Striya Shudra Vaishya is considered Papa Yoni. Even they can be purified. They can come and be sheltered by me. So that is the power of association of devotees, that's the power of association of the holy name, which the scriptures are mentioning. So Vidura being born as the son of Vyasadeva is not an ordinary birth, very divine birth. So a noble birth can aid our samskaras. It can create conducive environment, at least in the early part of our spiritual life. But bhakti is not limited by janma. Bhakti is causeless and it is available to everybody. Anybody and everybody can take up bhakti. Doesn't matter what his parentage is, what his caste is, what his religion is, as shown by various examples just now which was quoted. From various religions, people have come and adopted the process of bhakti and achieved the highest perfection. But if you have, like even say Dhruva's mother was a devotee, so she guided him devotionally. For my problem, whom should I depend on? She guided him to Vishnu, you see. And he became a devotee. So, mother became a path for Dhruva's perfection. Even Prutu, Maharaj Prutu, his body was created out of the bones of King Vena. Right? The Srimad Bhagavatam, next canto, fourth canto, the description of Prithu Maharaj is there. The Prithu Maharaj's body was created out of King Vena's bones. But it was created by whom? By the great sages. Since the great sages created that body, he became such a great king as Prithu Maharaj. So lineage definitely influences a person's spiritual consciousness. But that doesn't mean, oh, I don't have the lineage, so how can I become? No. You can. Alternate examples are there of various people. Haridas Thakur, Prahlad Maharaj, they don't have a lineage, a spiritual, Krishna conscious lineage. Yet they became perfect. Not only perfect, they became the benchmark for spiritual practice. But yet that apart, Vedic society must be created to provide a divine consciousness, an environment of divine consciousness, a conception of a devotional family life is very much needed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he taught that bhakti is not limited by janma. It is not bound by birth. Rather, even the most fallen can become elevated through mercy and sadhana. Both are required. You need the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And you need also the individual sadhana of that living entity. It is not possible just one way. The living entity also has to do sadhana. Mercy means what? Mercy means the Guru allows you to come here and sit. He invites you to his house. That is so merciful. Just like, for example, how can we consider this mercy? Because it is very, very merciful. Just supposing you have a nice, beautiful house. Right? You have a nice, beautiful house. Will you invite people from the road, people who are beggars, people who are rubbish people inside your house? You are very careful who will enter your house. Or say, imagine you are having a big, very hi-fi party. Even in the party they will say, entry by invitation only. Nobody is allowed into that party just like that. Entry is given for only invited guests are allowed to come to that. Not for anybody and everybody. But our movement is for anybody and everybody. Everybody are welcome. Everybody are welcome to practice Krishna consciousness. They are welcome to come. So that is the very big magnanimity. That is the spiritual mercy mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is not like a 5-star club where entry is very, very restricted. No. So, here, because Vidura was born from the seminal womb of a person of the caliber of Vyasadeva, it is being mentioned here, thus he accepted the lotus feet of Krishna wholeheartedly and was attached to his devotee. See, both aspects. Vyasadeva was very attached to his devotees, to the Lord's devotees. The nature of a devotee is that he is attached to another devotee. He wants to be always in the association of devotees. He doesn't want to be away from any devotee, because a devotee, in a devotee's life, the center is Krishna. How to satisfy Krishna. That is what a devotee is constantly thinking about. A materialist thinks how to enjoy his own senses, how to satisfy his ahankara. That is the purpose of his life. So a devotee doesn't think like that. He feels out of place when there are no devotees, because the consciousness itself is different. The consciousness of a devotee is that how to serve Krishna, how to remember Krishna. Consciousness of a materialist is bereft of Krishna consciousness. That kind of a person is how to satisfy his own mind, how to satisfy his own senses, how to satisfy his own ahankara. So this element of devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the core aspect of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada in the purport says, Vidura, he accepted Krishna as his worshipable Lord and followed his instructions wholeheartedly, willingly trying to follow Krishna's instructions. That is what is the essence. We'll stop here if there's any question, comments. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की।